Ever feel like you're on this quest for like deeper meaning? You're not alone.
Yeah.
Today's deep dive plunges us into the heart of that quest,
Okay.
exploring the intriguing ideas of Sun Myung Moon. Now, I know what you might be thinking,
Yeah.
controversial figure, you bet.
Yeah.
But tucked within his teachings are some seriously thought-provoking concepts about God,
Yeah.
love,
Yeah.
and what it means to be human. Get this. Moon's vision of God wasn't bound by traditional male or female labels.
Interesting.
Intrigued.
Yeah.
Let's unravel this with our expert guide.
Absolutely. And what's captivating is how Moon seamlessly wove together like Eastern and Western philosophies.
Okay.
He saw them not as rivals,
Right.
but as diverse threads in the grand tapestry of truth.
Okay, so before we get lost in the tapestry,
Sure.
give us the lay of the land. Who was Sun Myung Moon,
Right.
and why should we care about his ideas?
Moon was a Korean religious leader who founded the Unification Church in the mid-20th century. He believed that truly understanding God's nature unlocks the mystery of our own purpose as humans.
And that's where this whole God beyond gender idea comes in.
Yes,
That's not exactly mainstream thinking.
precisely. Moon envisioned God as a dual being. Think of the yin and yang concept.
Okay.
It's like two sides of the same coin, inseparable and in perfect balance, masculine and feminine energies intertwined, reflecting the duality woven throughout all creation.
So not a literal male and female God,
Right,
but more about capturing the fullest essence of existence itself.
exactly. Moon believed this duality isn't confined to like some metaphysical realm. It's right here,
Yeah.
in the ebb and flow of nature, in the push and pull of human relationships, literally everywhere. He even found echoes of this in Confucianism, with its emphasis on harmony between seemingly opposite forces.
No, that's a concept you can really sink your teeth into.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's saying duality isn't something to be feared or conquered,
Right.
but embraced as the very essence of life itself.
And that's precisely where his ideas about love come into play.
Okay.
Moon believed love wasn't just a feeling, but the primary force behind creation itself.
Wow.
Imagine that God, this dual being, driven by an immense desire for love and connection, breathes life into existence. It's a pretty radical departure from the idea of a distant authoritarian deity.
A God motivated by love. That's definitely not the God I learned about in Sunday school. So if love is the driving force, how does Moon explain all the chaos and suffering in the world?
Yeah.
Where does the bad stuff fit into this love-infused equation?
That's where Moon's interpretation of the Adam and Eve story, the fall, gets really interesting.
Right.
He strips away the literal interpretations, no
Right.
snake, no apple, and focuses on the symbolic break in that perfect love-filled connection between humanity and the divine.
So like cosmic lover's quarrel that throws everything out of whack.
Right.
But how do we get back to that state of harmony Moon talks about? Is it even possible?
Moon believed humanity needs what he called restoration. Picture it as this grand quest to mend that fractured connection with the divine, to rediscover our true selves.
A grand quest.
Yeah.
That sounds like that's, where do we even begin?
Well, Moon believed this restoration involves aligning our lives with God's will,
Okay.
which, remember, is all about love and unity. Think of it less about dogma and rules
Right.
and more about cultivating a life rooted in love,
Hey.
building strong, loving families, and bridging the divides that separate us.
So it's not about earning brownie points with a deity in the clouds.
Right.
But embodying that same love here on earth. I can dig it. But there's always that nagging question.
Yeah.
What happens after we shuffle off this mortal coil?
Ah, the great beyond. Moon believed the spiritual and physical realms are deeply intertwined. Our actions in this life
Right.
reverberate into the afterlife.
Okay, so no pressure, right. But seriously, that resonates with so many spiritual traditions. This idea that how we live today shapes our destiny beyond the physical realm. It makes you think twice about that extra slice of cake. But back to Moon. He also had some really interesting ideas about different religions, didn't he? I mean, the guy founded his own church, but he also talked about a unification of religions. How did that work?
That's where things get really fascinating. Moon saw all religions as stemming from a single source,
Okay.
God's desire to connect with humanity.
Okay.
Imagine it like this. Various faiths are like paths winding up the same majestic mountain.
Okay.
Each path with its unique contours and views,
Mm-hmm.
ultimately leads to that same breathtaking summit of spiritual truth.
So instead of one religion being right and all the others wrong,
Right.
he saw them as different expressions of the same core truth. That's a refreshing perspective in a world often riven by religious conflict.
Absolutely. And that's at the heart of his concept of the unification of religions.
Okay.
Moon envisioned a future where those different faiths, instead of clashing, actually come together, where differences become bridges to understanding rather than walls of division.
That's a powerful vision. It's like he's saying, hey, we're all climbing the same mountain here. Maybe we can learn from each other along the way. And it circles right back to that central idea, love, as the ultimate unifying force.
It's like he's saying love can bridge not just the gap between humanity and the divine,
Right.
but also the divides between different faiths.
Exactly. And where did Moon lay out all these mind-bending concepts?
Right.
Well, he penned a pretty important book,
Okay.
The Divine Principle,
Okay.
which essentially serves as a guidebook to his core beliefs and how he saw God's plan for humanity unfolding.
So the divine principle is like the Cliff's Notes to Moon's grand vision.
Yeah.
That's going straight on my reading list.
Right. Yeah.
You know, exploring these ideas, it strikes me that even if you don't subscribe to every single one of Moon's beliefs,
Yeah.
you can't deny that they make you think about God,
Yeah.
about love.
About the very nature of existence itself. It's like he's taken these age-old questions about, like, our place in the universe and offered up some radically different answers, answers that challenge the very way we think about spirituality.
Exactly. Moon's ideas,
Right.
whether you embrace them wholeheartedly or not,
Yeah.
offer a fresh perspective on these profound questions that have captivated humanity for centuries.
It's like he's urging us to take off our spiritual blinders and look at things with a new set of eyes. Out of all of this, what was your biggest aha moment?
Yeah.
What really resonated with you?
You know, it was that idea we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
About God creating humanity out of this deep desire for love and companionship. It's such a simple concept, yet it strikes at the core of what it means to be human.
Right.
This longing for connection,
Yeah.
for belonging, for something bigger than ourselves. It's a universal experience.
It really is, isn't it? It makes you think about all the ways we try to satisfy that yearning through relationships, through our work, through our spiritual beliefs. Maybe Moon is onto something?
Yeah.
This idea of love being the fundamental driving force.
And maybe, just maybe, if we approach life with that same love for ourselves, love for each other, love for the world around us, we might actually move a little closer to that vision of unity and harmony that Moon so passionately believed in.
Now, wouldn't that be something? It's like that quote from the poet Rumi. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there's a field. I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
It feels like Moon is pointing us towards that field, a place beyond dogma and division.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And ultimately, isn't that what these deep dives are all about?
Right.
They're not about handing you a prepackaged set of beliefs,
Yeah.
but about cracking open the door to new ways of seeing, new ways of thinking.
So true. We've just dipped our toes into the vast ocean of Sun Myung Moon's thought.
Right.
But I have a feeling we'll be feeling the ripples for quite some time.
As you should. Every deep dive should leave you with more questions than answers.
And a burning desire to learn more. So to our listener out there, we've explored some pretty mind-bending ideas today.
Yeah.
If love truly is the cosmic glue holding everything together, as Moon suggested, how might that change the way you move through the world? How might it shift your relationships, your work, your very understanding of what it means to be alive? It's a question worth pondering. Until next time, keep those minds open.
Yes.
Keep diving deep.